Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today's video is meant to be a really sort of serious feedback video. I want Delta Force to watch this. I would like them to take some of these suggestions in the video fairly seriously, and I'm just going to speak my mind about the utterly horrific experience I've been having playing Delta Force the past 3 days. You would know this to be true if you have come by any of the streams. The lobbies, some of the experiences I have been put in are nothing short of completely unenjoyable, and honestly, it's borderline unplayable. But I don't think this is some sort of super doom and gloom situation. I actually think the solution is right in front of our faces. It's just a question of, will Delta Force actually listen to the community? Will they listen to me? Will they listen to Reddit? Will they listen to who about this? And the problem with Delta Force right now is MMR matchmaking. Clear cut, plain and simple. And that is going to be the topic of today's video. So strap in, ladies and gentlemen. Try to keep the comment section civil. I do hope the Delta Force developers watch this video, and I will try my absolute best to articulate what I believe the problems are and my experience playing Delta Force for over 160 hours this month. Yeah, I know. I've been playing quite a bit. And I have a very good understanding of the general experience I am being subjected to while playing Delta Force on a daily basis for hours on end. So be sure to hit the like button and, of course, subscribe to the channel. I will have more weapon guides out very, very soon, guys, as soon as tomorrow, I believe. So I suppose I will start by just saying Delta Force's definition of their MMR matchmaking. They came out with a statement. They said Delta Force does not have any sort of skill-based matchmaking. You know, they don't believe in it. They don't believe that skill-based matchmaking forcing a 50% win rate is necessarily compatible with Delta Force. And instead, they have an MMR matchmaking system that makes a, quote, simple distinction between new and experienced players, or as they put it, new and everyone else. And on paper, that does sound fine, right? But I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, based on my personal experience, there is zero chance, zero, that it is only two pools of players. There is no chance it is split between new players and everyone else. There are 100% more classifications of players, and I don't believe Delta Force is telling us the entire picture here, because I constantly play against the same, I would say, 1,500 players every day. So it is very clear, based on my experience, I am absolutely not playing with new players that are constantly being turned into, quote, experienced players. It is very clear to me that I am only playing against a certain bracket of the player base. And let me just say, the experience the past few days has been nothing short of absolutely shockingly unenjoyable. I mean, I really don't want to sound like a broken record here, but it is truly one of those things that make you scratch your head and go, what am I playing right now? And please comment down below, ladies and gentlemen, has your experience been similar? Because I've been seeing people complain about this for a long time in my comment section, a long time in my Discord and my chat. So please speak your mind in the comment section here, and let's get into the problems with this whole MMR matchmaking system and what I believe should be done about it. The first thing I want to address, no, I am not requesting changes to the MMR/matchmaking system because I want to, quote, farm noobs. That is not the reason, guys. I can farm regardless. Actually, I got 150 kills today in these cancer lobbies I've been playing. So I actually don't need to play against noobs to drop massive kill games, so you guys can just stop commenting that right now. However, it is very, very important to point out that even though I drop massive kill games, those games are not, and I repeat, not enjoyable. It is basically a slog. It is basically just a struggle, an experience of massive suffering getting those games. And the culprit is undoubtedly, without a question, MMR matchmaking. So what does MMR matchmaking do from my perspective as a player that has put in probably about 160 to 170 hours since the game came out on December 4th earlier this month? I think there is a massive misconception whenever people hear the terms SBMM or MMR matchmaking. People think that it matches you with and against players of, quote, similar skill level. This couldn't be any more false. In my experience, playing with a squad or playing solo, I rarely see any legitimately talented players on my team or on the enemy team. At most, I will see 1 to 2 really skilled players that are running around getting a ton of kills, being basically an actual sweat. I only see about 1 or 2 of those on an enemy team at any given time, and maybe 1 or 2 on my team at any given time. The rest of the people that are making up 80 to 85% of these lobbies are there for different reasons, and the reasons are as followed. It is my understanding that this MMR matchmaking system takes some metrics into account, right? And I believe it takes, score per minute into account, all this sort of stuff. Now, the players that are making up the majority of these lobbies are there because they're essentially really good at cheesing something. They're not good at the game, okay? They're not. They have like 1 KD, 1.2 KD, but they're good at cheesing things, okay? They're good at cheesing score per minute with Luna wallhack. They're spamming it constantly. They're good at camping. They're good at angle holding. They're good at camping in a corner, sitting in a fucking ditch, right? They're essentially just good at cheesing the game, and they're just good enough to be put in this higher SBMM bracket or higher MMR matchmaking bracket. And if you have played the game extensively and you've made observations, you would know this to be true. So what happens when you take a very inherently random experience, such as a combined arms game, which is what Delta Force is, and you fill it with a ton of people that cheese a bunch of things, and then you dash in 1 or 2 really sweaty players? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you get quite possibly one of the most unenjoyable experiences you could possibly imagine. First of all, the first thing that gets thrown out the window is game variety, okay? MMR matchmaking utterly destroys any and all game variety. Every single game feels the same. And almost every single game is equally as frustrating. There are some games where even I, as a very experienced player that has played Battlefield for thousands of hours, played Delta Force for almost 200 hours this month, I find it very hard to even move. I'm not even kidding. Some of these games, you can't move a muscle. You can't peek an inch. It feels like you're gonna die instantaneously. So it is very clear that MMR matchmaking is obviously the root cause of this, but Delta Force stated that MMR matchmaking, they don't want it to cause a, quote, high pressure experience. They don't want to force people to try their hardest every single game, or at least that's what they said. But playing the game, that is very obviously false, because MMR matchmaking is doing the exact opposite. It is forcing me to try my hardest every single game. I am not allowed to chill out and play the game. And some of you may be confused if you watch my stream, if you watch the gameplay in the background. You may say, well, Enders, you certainly look like you're trying really hard. Guys, I don't want to toot my own horn, but again, I've been playing Battlefield for a very long time. My autopilot is a pretty high-level autopilot. When I'm not trying, I'm still pretty good. Now, the game sees that, and it doesn't understand that. It just sees it in numbers and, classifications, right? So it's seeing that I'm performing pretty well, even though I'm not necessarily trying very hard, and it's saying, oh, Enders is a pretty decent player. Let's put him in these lobbies, where he has to try and sweat for absolutely nothing. For no reason. The ranked mode does nothing, ladies and gentlemen. You get absolutely no rewards for playing the ranked mode. It is pointless. The developers themselves came out and stated the ranked mode will be renamed to points mode. That's how worthless it is. So please explain to me why I have to try my absolute heart out in a useless, worthless 32v32 public lobby experience for nothing. I have absolutely no problem competing against fantastic, phenomenally talented players in a tournament setting. I have no problem sweating my ass off in a ranked setting where I actually earn a rank that matters, right? Where you can see yourself climbing the leaderboards. And I have no problem sweating my ass off playing for money, okay? There is absolutely zero reason why I have to try my absolute hardest in a inherently random, inherently casual 32v32 combined arms game mode? It makes absolutely no sense. Because, quite frankly, it's not what I signed up for. It's just not. I am allowed to play a game casually. I am. It doesn't matter how good I am. People have completely lost the plot. They take a look at my gameplay, they take a look at other good players' gameplay, and they start trying to equate everything into terms of skill, in terms of this, that, and the other. It is completely and utterly the wrong way to look at things. It is a matter of, this is a casual game mode, there should be no ranked system in it. Very simple. It's very, very simple. And I'm sure some people will watch the gameplay and be confused what the problem is. And I always find it funny that casual players, right, the people that don't try at all when they play the game, they're confused as to why people wouldn't want to try their hardest every single game. Isn't that hilarious? So what is the solution here? Well, in my opinion, it couldn't be any more simple. All you have to do is you have to loosen the matchmaking parameters for this MMR matchmaking system to allow people to play against a wider pool of players. Basically, let people play against more people in the player base. Because there's 100,000 people playing Delta Force right now. And like I said, if I were a betting man, I'd say I'm only really allowed by the MMR matchmaking system to play against about, I don't know, 2,000 to 5,000 of those players. All you really have to do to substantially increase the enjoyability of Havoc Warfare in Delta Force is allow people to play against a wider variety of players. This will increase game variety, it'll increase enjoyability, it'll reduce frustration, it'll have untold positive effects on the entirety of the game. And I do understand that them doing this is pretty much not gonna happen. Like, if I were to guess, in this modern day and age, they probably have a bunch of quote-unquote data they're looking at, right? They're looking at the numbers and the data, and it's telling them something else, but the gameplay is telling me something else, right? And it's telling me there's a massive frickin' problem. So I really think that Delta Force should consider loosening the matchmaking, the MMR matchmaking sort of restrictions. They should widen the available player base that is available for matchmaking, and it would solve everything. It really would. I don't really mind a little bit of MMR matchmaking. That's totally fine. But the amount that's in the game right now, no. I'm so sorry, no. I would rather work at like a 12-hour per day rubble breaking facility than play some of these lobbies that I've been put in Delta Force the past 3 days. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is my very simplistic plea to Delta Force. I am so sorry if you don't like the way that I, conveyed it in this video. I don't really like to censor things, right? I just sort of record these videos off the cuff. I try to be very transparent with you guys. And yeah, haven't been having fun with Delta Force. Wanted to get that video out there. Hopefully Delta Force watches this video and they don't think I'm insane. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Again, please comment your experience with Delta Force down below. And also, comment if you have quit the game because of this system. Please comment down below. If you have quit the game because of MMR matchmaking, make yourself heard, okay? I'm a content creator, right? Yes, I have a little bit of reach. But guys, you are the players. Let us know. Let me know in the comment section. Join the Discord. Come to the streams. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.